pretty hard to outplay it as no summoners were burnt from the bottom lane of RA, so it's just looking very dim. But Lillian maybe can catch something here. Someone's... Oh! Southwind? What are you doing, little bro?
Southwind just flashes over the wall. He thought maybe the recall was happening there. Oh, it's a huge blunder from Southwind. It's not ideal. Let's take another look at the dive.
I mean, Southwind saved Flash here, but it was just a really good engage from Gideon to start everything off. And without your support, he only has a cleanse left. Not going to do too much as IG takes it out perfectly. But, I mean, I guess in the end, you get 2 kills and a Flash because Southwind didn't do anything with it.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that Southwind...
Why is Cam coming into these teamfights like an absolute monster, half-healthing the ADC?
Oh, the stun lands! Oh, Leon's down! The Gale Force comes out from On, and IG turn just a neutral 5v5 in River for literally no reason into 2 kills and find themselves yet another advantage.
Yeah, we do see the fight getting engaged from Gideon getting this pin onto the LeBlanc, however, just when pegging into Poppy and Galley, you are just getting bounced everywhere. Even burning the stopwatch as well, but YSKM, I mean, he's just a Camille up against Varus, where he half HPs and zones off the rest of RA as they weren't able to follow up. I think in this current position, RA was pretty happy because everyone else was very...
To make the play! Smite from Gideon on top of everything else! What a pick from IG!
0, 4, and 0 on Asuna. They are going to start up this Baron as they have the Heimerdinger and 3-item Kai'Sa. It's going to die extremely fast, Munch.
Yeah, I mean, there's no contest, right? Lien gonna try and get in for a steal, perhaps, but look at the bouncers blocking entry right now, Dove. And YSKM saying, look, you're too drunk, mate. You've got to go somewhere else tonight. Cube on the front line as Lien just gets aggressive on by YSKM. He's down as well. Strive pinned against the wall. Flashes out to safety as YSKM once more, and he'll find it. What a play from the top laner of IG. And Dove, but he's the least important member, let's be honest. This Heimerdinger as YSKM is just annihilating everybody on the back line as well, just dishing out that consistent DPS. Trying to escape, but he will not. No one can escape as they're flashed upon and taken down. A double-double for the carries of IG. RA thought they had a pick and they were wrong.
IG loses their support, however, they still come out on top as YSKM on his Camille is just an absolute monster, having Cho'Gath ultimates on a 4-second cooldown. The second game in the hands of IG. They win their first series across 5. Finally, they're back on their feet.
Now, what a series to win to kind of bring yourself back into contention, right? Like you said, they've been on a 4-loss streak and up against RA, a team only just behind them in the standings, a team that on paper has this massive potential in the roster, but fumbling once again, and IG looking dominant. YSKM especially, I think, an absolutely incredible game. Despite how far behind he fell in the laning phase, still able to have such a flash, but it's Haichao forced to flash instead.
Oh, Bin, I mean, he gets chunked out. Is it gonna be a solo kill?
He's already used the Grandmaster's Might, but he flashes on to get the stun. Oh, but it's answered. Sharpshooter finding the solo kill.
Bin getting a little bit too confident in his play, but you need to remember you are Jax up against Gragas, where most of your leads are going to get diffused by a response bump from Gragas's belly, and that is going to be a solo kill into Xiaoshu's favor. I mean, burning the flash as well. I mean, Bin was just trying to get the wave in. He does land the stun. However, you just don't have enough damage at this point, especially when your leaf does get cancelled, getting bumped. Oh, it didn't get cancelled, but it got bumped into the little bomba? What is the Q called? Barrel? Yeah, the barrel. And Xiaoxu just finishes everything with a very clean follow-up with his flash.
I think I prefer bomba. Let's just start
Bomba?
calling do you know what? All 4 of Gragas' abilities are now called Bomba. It is how it is. Hang on. LGD spotted on a laser. And will diffuse the potential play. It was Jin Zhao trying to get over the wall with the quickness with the W, but won't be able to find it.
And Xun is just collecting all these major objectives in the early game, having the early game in his control. As even on a Yaga rotating towards his top side as Elf has moved into the mid lane as well. So a lot of priority
Yeah. So, another neutral objective for BLG. Quiet, controlled gameplay from them so far, which is what we asked for. It's what we want from this team, is consistency. The quickness just as Cyber's been, gets a double counter-strike, and out there to follow up as well. LPC doesn't get a chance to play. It's been jumps in with another counter-strike. That is insane! Shun looking for more as well. Is the re-engage later in the fight here, out following up. This will be a tier 2. I don't even care about the dragon.
Oh my god, BLG said, screw the dragon, we're gonna go for a full-on engage, and Bin lands a nasty 2-stun onto LPC and I believe someone else, but mainly LPC because Yago follows up with the Tibbers and he is just straight up dead even with the flash and ultimate available. I mean, this Xayah, it is a very good pick into something like BLG's composition, but...
Launching everyone in, but they don't have the damage, they don't have the health bars! Bin throws the enemy and just gives them 4.
Munch, nothing is dying on the side of LGD. There's just nothing dying. I mean, you don't have the damage anymore. Lucian was completely zoned out by this Jax. Nothing is going to kill him as they also pick up the Baron here. I mean, this is just looking an overall win for LGD as they manage to completely take over the early game.
Yeah, huge stuff from LGD. They have more consistent damage, playing well in these fights, and I mean, the ult from Bin, I get the idea, but didn't work out. The Everfrost, huge here from Hai Chao. Bit of team play out from the squad.
Yeah, an overall better early game as well, where that huge winning play for the Dragon definitely gave them all the gold leads that they needed. Bin half HP, he's dead.
Oh, right. Well, Bin's gone. Hai Chao just completely one-shots him. That's a 10-stack Dark Seal as well for Hai Chao. I didn't quite realize how much damage he would be doing, especially with an Everfrost, but I guess Hai Chao has entered assassin state as just destroys Bin. Bin 0-6 in this game. It's not been a good one for him.
Definitely not a pretty game as the solo lane is of BLG.
Meteor getting CC, but he's alive. He's survived this one. Jinjiao, the next target is here.
Yeah, pushing in the Yone, but if this Yone gets out of control, the Tilia can't handle him in the side.
Yeah, we'll see if Meteor does get aggressive on the Sejuani. I would love to see it. I would love to see him bring it to Shun, especially since Shun is naturally such an aggressive player. I feel like it would be such a good way to find yourself an advantage in a series against a player that, realistically, the way you described it at the start of today was BLG kind of live and die by Shun's early game. If Shun gets ahead early, they take over. If Shun has a tough early game, the rest of the team can really struggle as well. And like, if you could find yourself an advantage over Shun early on, you really could set your team up for success.
Most definitely.
Stunned up. Bin flashes and taken down. Bin just having an atrocious series, it has to be said.
Yeah, the flash was extremely late as he got to 1 HP. I mean, that was just followed up with a flash order from Meteor as well. And the first blood goes into the hands of Meteor, although not devastating as he is on a utility jungler. But that just means Bin, once again, not in his form for this nerf.
No, I guess trying to set up for Shun, but just not respecting how low HP he had. Hai Chao's already level 6. Just dives underneath the enemy tower, pops the ult, and one-shots on. Beautiful stuff here from LGD.
I like how he targets directly
There's a little cherry on top. LGD 4-0, 2,000 gold lead, first straight. Everything going their way.
Yago didn't have that ultimate available. I mean, health is extremely low.
I'm speechless.
You can't flash an ignite order though, bro. You can't flash that elk. You had to burn it earlier. This double kill onto Jinjiao just means the Heimerdinger is getting stronger little by little with the blasting wand as well. But talking about the play that happened previously, I thought it was a winning play for BLG because you have someone like the Talia that can just insert themselves in. But on roaming towards his top lane, having the flash available.
Yeah, jumps on forwards, pulls the Cassante back into the play. All out, pulls better. No way did Xiaoshu pull that off! Arnold go down as well! Xiaoshu making his statement in the LPL. Double kill for him, surviving the damage from Yago. Finally falls, but Meteor can't answer the play, but it doesn't matter. Xiaoshu 2v1.
Xiaoshu is looking like a different being in this top lane. 1v2s, denies the kill from BLG, even burning summoners. Yagao does kill him in the very end, but what does that mean? A 0-3 Nara on your side, and Cassante that already has his mythic online. We're gonna take another look at the replay. This is bottom lane, where the ultimate from Vi connects onto LPC, but he flashes straight away, so no follow-up from BLG, and Yagao didn't have ult in this instance where Haichao gets here first. So this was just a terrible play that was pulled out by the bottom lane of LGD, and Haichao picking up this kill from a screen away. But that top lane 1v2 was absolutely insane as the Jhin connects a W. Elk was a little bit too greedy to burn the flash as he dies as a result as well. But we need to take another look as On is on his way.
Scott Crab taking Xiaoshu, looking for Yagao. This could be bad news for Yagao. Force the flash already, all out available. Pulls him away from the tower. Don't know if he'll have the damage to actually finish.
He's dead!
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Xiaoshu is a monster at the top lane.
He burns the flash from Yagao as well, but there's more.
Oh, the instant cleanse from Elk. That was clean, and now Meteor could be the one in trouble instead. Is everything turned around? But no, I'm totally wrong. Shun doesn't have the damage. He goes down. 1-4 on the junglers here. His LBC charges forward. Dancing grenade there. The root goes wide. But the curtain call. Fancy footwork required from BLG. Last shot. Not enough to finish on.
But who's gonna deal with Xiaoshu on this side lane? Bin was already
available here, but the whole squad is here from BLG. They're desperate for the kill, and Yagao will claim it.
That's exactly what they were looking for. Like you've been saying, Munch, they don't have a hard scaling composition, but they can play up picks, and that's exactly what Haichao gave them, a chance to come back into this game. Another kill falls into Yagao's hands, but will it be enough for this Talia to really carry the entire team as everyone is behind in gold? Mikhails is going to get picked up for On, so it's definitely going to save them a little bit in those team fights. Haichao getting a little bit greedy with being over pushed in the side. The Vi ultimate connects over the wall. Pretty unfortunate as he still has the flash here, but he decided to flash to the side and not into his own tower. And with the amount of follow-up from BLG, that kills go into Yagao.
Yeah, I feel like, I'm not 100% sure, but I think Haichao's dash on his Q is actually denied by the Weaver's wall there. I couldn't quite make it out in the slow-mo, but it felt like that might have just been Yagao's ultimate securing the kill. So if that was the case, very nicely done from him. And if not, hey, still a nice kill. We'll take those. Everyone's going to be dropped to the top side for LGD.
But this 4-1 in Cassandra having 2 items available, I mean, I don't really care what's happening on the other side of the map. This Cassante is an absolute monster. He does so much damage for a full tank. Riot!
Yeah, Cassante, kind of insane in the current version of the game at very least, is on caught out once again and will be eradicated. Herald surviving the charge with a man advantage on the top side. LGD, I was going to say could keep going with that, but they've got their eyes on something different. They want this Baron.
21 minutes and they're gonna start the Baron. Although with the Jhin they do have the Heimerdinger to make up for the lack of damage. Shun spots this.
Certainly does. Then trying to make his way over, but no TP for the top laner, and Engage kicks off. Shun forced to flash out of the play.
Oh,
Xiaoshu in trouble. Good knock up there as Shun moves into the
pit.
Solid! It's taken by Elk. A huge steal for BLG and LGD. They needed to stop DPS.
The Baron goes into the hands of BLG, a reviving breath as Elk steals it with an empowered Q. This is exactly what you're looking for, an angle to come back into the game. LGD did not need to flip that as a 50-50 smite battle. I mean, Vi was pretty far away from smiting it. Meteor just completely missed it with his own smite and gave Elk the Baron over. I mean, if we take another look at this replay, the Cassandra was just occupying Shun the entire time where he wasn't able to get into the pit, but Elk with the empowered Q saves the day and steals it on how much HP was it? On 256 HP. And BLG, they look like they're gonna come back.
As Xiaoshu looking to jump over the wall here. 3k on the dragon. Elk shoots to it, and in goes Haichao. They don't just want a dragon, they want the fight as well. And they'll find it. Both carries taken out. And BLG picked apart here by LGD. Dragon Soul, 15-3, a 6,000 gold lead. LGD making a statement with a huge upset here.
LGD looking to take the series to a 2-1 in their favor, taking the entirety of this bottom side and pushing in this mid lane tower. I mean, these solo laners and everyone on LGD having a fantastic series to finish off the night.
LGD, a team so far down in the standings, a team I don't think anyone was expecting to come in swinging today. But here we are, 3-7 on the standings, and they want to turn that into a 4-7. They want to tie themselves up with WE in 12th place. And you know, with a win like this, it's possible that LGD can make it into playoffs. The problem that they've got is their schedule blocking them back, and we'll have to dash out by himself.
This Passante isn't dying much, he's just unkillable. BLG definitely looking extremely scattered. Yaga with the ultimate.
He keeps them in there, Meteor stuck, but will dash out in the end. Curtain call, not available. The Shun tries to escape the knockup, just ever so slightly shy from Haichao. They're trying to finish on the flash forwards, and Haichao gets it. Another great play from the mid laner of LGD. They are feeling it today, and Xiaoshu, not to be outdone by his mid lane, forces the play further. Bin, 1 HP, can't get into the play here. As Yagao taken to himself here, LPC finishing the top laner. Yagao alone as Haichao closes the gap, and double kill for LPC. LGD are making this look stylish as they pick BLG apart.
Wrap it up, boys. That was the final deciding 5v5 coming out of BLG. Definitely looking extremely desperate and scattered all over the place. The Baron falls into the hands of LGD. I don't think BLG can come back into this game anymore.
Absolutely not. It's an 11,000 goal lead. It's an infernal soul. The only way is Elb the Dragon. That's the only miracle that BLG could hope for at this point. But let's be honest, BLG win at this stage. They did not deserve to win. This would be a throw and a half.
Yeah, LGD definitely looking like the stronger team out of the 2-4 tonight. But that wall from Yaga, we didn't mention it earlier, did stop 3 people from walking out for B, but from BLG, it doesn't matter anymore. You can't kill the enemy team. The Inferno Assault, the Elder Dragon, the Baron, 1 inhibitor down. This game is looking pretty much it, Munch.
It's looking like it might be over. And you've got to wonder what is happening in the BLG camp. Like 5-4 in the standings, things should be going decently well, but you know, with games like this, like, how do you go back and forth this much? They took a game off of LNG. They 2-0 Ultra Prime. Like, this is a team that should be able to just get clean, comfortable 2-0s against teams that are so far down in the standings. LGD started this series in 15th place. Oh, BLG just, I don't know what it is that's going wrong for them, but something ain't working in this organization right now. And LGD trying to finish off Bin as well, tanking up 2 Nexus Towers, but the Nexus Towers might not belong for the world anymore. Bin burning away here with the Elder buff, taken down, a double kill for Xiaoshu, Haichao with 1 as well, and Yagao next on the chopping block. LGD, they pick BLG apart, they take this series, and they show us that they're a team that you cannot count out.
Haichao looking extremely happy with the results of this series up against BLG. You see the despair that they have in the face cameras. Definitely very disappointed with this devastating loss, especially for Game 3, where it went into an absolute spiral out of control. But LGD coming out on top, who would have guessed?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure many people were expecting this result today. Oh, wow. LGD. What a great performance. What a tremendous performance. Not just